Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to change the oil in a Jeep 392. Let's get started. This job does not require a lot of tools. You'll just need to make sure that you have a socket wrench. You'll need a 13mm socket to remove the oil drain plug. The oil filter itself, a lot of times you can just screw that off by hand, but if it's really cinched in there from your last oil change, just a filter wrench like this works well. And then of course, don't forget, have some shop towels on hand and make sure that you have your handy dandy oil catch pan. Make sure you get the correct oil filter. I'm using the Mopar MO-339 oil filter for my 2022 Jeep Wrangler 392. This engine takes 0W40. I like the Pennzoil Ultra Platinum, but of course use whatever oil you prefer. Just make sure to double check your owner's manual to ensure that you're getting the right oil in case they change it over the years. I like to have a little bit of cardboard on hand that I can throw underneath the oil pan just so that if I spill anything or splash any oil, it doesn't go on my concrete. All right, let's get under the Jeep and drain that oil. Actually, before we get under the Jeep, let's make sure that we loosen the fill plug. Now that the oil's drained out, you can go ahead and just clean up that surface a little bit and reinstall the drain plug. The torque specifications for your oil plug are 20 foot-pounds. That's not very much, that's just basically hand tight, so that's what we'll do today. If you're like me and you want to be exact, grab your torque wrench, set it to 20 foot-pounds, and there we go. We'll try and catch as much oil as we can as we pull the filter, but forewarning, it's always a little messy. Don't forget to have some rags on hand. We'll try and let as much residual oil drain out of that as possible before we put the new one in. Before we install the new oil filter, let's make sure that we lightly lubricate the O-ring on the top here. The other thing that we'll do before we install the oil filter is we'll actually pre-fill this. So take some of your new oil, pour it in there. And some people don't do this, but this is the way I do it. Now that most of the oil is drained out, we'll go ahead and install our new filter. You want to be careful that you don't cross thread it, so make sure you start slow. Once it's snug, you just use a rag, and usually I'll go hand tight and a quarter turn. You don't need to really crank these on there, but you want it tight. Of course, always consult your owner's manual, and you always have the option of torquing it to spec. Now that we've drained the oil, reinstalled the oil plug, pulled the oil filter, reinstalled a new oil filter, we are ready to refill the engine with new oil. So I like to use a funnel. If you're really good at pouring stuff freehand, you can do it without, but if you do use a funnel, make sure that you clean both the inside of it and the outside so that you're not introducing any contaminants into your engine. All right, let's go ahead and refill it with 7 quarts of 0W40. Now, I know that someone in the comments is going to say, why don't you use a 6-quart jug and buy 1 extra quart? You're absolutely right. I wish I could, but unfortunately, the 6-quart jug is not readily available with this Ultra Platinum 0W40. So until it is, I'm stuck with buying 7 single quarts. I like to re-lubricate the O-ring on the fill cap here. We'll reinstall that, and we are done. And it's as simple as that. So change the oil yourself, save a little bit of cash, and get to know your 392 a little bit better. I hope you found the video helpful today. As always, have fun out there, be safe, and please stay on the trails. We'll see you next time.